I wondered exactly why Fox News would have this interview with Kamala Harris, because they are so committed to misinformation that if I'm a viewer and I'm used to consuming my information specifically and purely through your misinformation lens, I don't even know how to process the truth when it's presented. I have no idea how to process that. But it's the same reason why I wonder why they have Jessica Tarloff on, right? Jessica Tarloff is phenomenal. Okay. She doesn't serve Fox News purposes to advance their misinformation aims. They have Pete Buttigieg on all the time, who he liked the Debo. He liked the Debo of Fox News. He comes in and just destroys their talking points. And I'm like, I don't understand why they would have him on, because he makes y'all look foolish all of the time. The people that you can have on, because obviously it's helpful for you to have somebody from the other side because it makes you look like you're being objective, right? It makes it look like you are actually presenting both sides of the argument. The people that help you do that are the people that are willing to get run over. Okay. Mark Lamont Hill talked about how his time at Fox News and how they would just set people up, bring people on to set them up to be run over. Those are the people that are useful to Fox News. The Pete Buttigieg's and the Jessica Tarloffs, like, they're too intelligent, too quick, too skilled, and too good to help you in that regard. All right. As it relates to tonight, I wondered why they would bring Kamala Harris on, because clearly to me, she certainly checks the boxes that Pete and Jessica do. She gonna come in with the truth that disputes all of the nonsense that you've been spouting, all of the hand holding and all the crutch giving and all of the moving goalposts that you've been graying to Donald Trump. She's going to disprove all of that. Okay. And I don't know how you have that and then you pick up the pieces and go right back into misinformation. Well, now I have my answer. From watching it, I have my answer. It is clear from the way that Bret Baier conducted himself that he didn't believe that Kamala Harris checked the boxes that Pete checked. And he didn't believe that she checked the boxes that Jessica Tarloff checked. He thought he was going to bring Kamala Harris onto Fox News, turn up the heat, and get her to falter. He thought he was going to interrupt her. He thought he was going to talk over her. He thought he was going to get her flustered and forget where she wanted to go with the answers. He thought he was going to cut her off when she started getting momentum. He thought he was going to bring her in and bully her. And that is what Fox News's goal clearly was when it came to this interview. And yes, you hear the police, you hear the police car out there. They need to call the police to come help Bret. I hope they coming for Bret. I hope they coming for Bret after what happened. Or maybe they need to come for Dana Perino out here looking for anything. I mean, they went to, I don't know the other woman's name because I'm not a frequent Fox News viewer, so I don't know the other woman's name. And I wouldn't have known Dana Perino's if not they fonted her. But when they went to the crew to ask them what their issues were or how they thought it went, and of course they're going to be looking for anything possible to take shots at Kamala Harris, anything at all, right? First of all, they had to see that she's probably happy with the way it went. That's first of all. They had to see that. That's bad. That's bad. I mean, that's like that was as bad as old boy after the debate, after the Harris Trump debate, who was on Fox News, said it was a good night for Kamala Harris. It was a good night. I can't help it. It was a good night. First of all, they had to see how well she did, number one. But number two, well, when you ask the one question about the one thing and she didn't, I thought her answer was a little thin. Oh, you mean the answer that she had to fast track out before Bret Baier interrupted her, as was his intention to interrupt her if she started to present a good point? Like, word. See, you think the person that was getting interviewed by the guy who was actively trying to interrupt her and stop her from gaining any momentum whenever possible, you think one of those answers might have been thin? You think? Then they go to the other woman who said, "Oh yeah, we didn't get to know her." Right? She said we didn't get to know who she is and blah blah blah. Now, first of all, Martha McCallum, that's her name. I see it right now. First of all, I disagree with that. I definitely think you got to know her. I think you got to know her real well, by virtue of the way that she handled herself. That's number one. Number two, you didn't get to know her. Oh, you mean with all of the open time and space that she was presented, right? You didn't get the biographical breakdown that you were looking for from her during the 20 minutes of free airtime he just gave her to say whatever. Like, what do you come on now? Like, what are we even talking about here? By virtue of that being so those are the criticisms. Like, you are on Fox News. You're on Fox News after this interview. You get your checks from Fox News. So you got to protect a good check. So you're looking for anything that you could possibly look for to take shots at. And that's what you find, in addition to having to see that she had a good night. Oh, that means it was an absolute destruction. That tells me everything that I need to know. I thought whatever my hopes were, which I do a pretty good job of setting I try and set my expectations. I forgot to do that before this, but whatever my best case scenario was for this, it's like 3 points past it. It's like 3 points past it. Like I mean, she destroyed in that interview. She destroyed in that interview. That was good. And look, those of you that watch the channel, I ain't gonna say that if I don't believe it. I am not Dana Perino or Martha McCallum. All right. I am not. Okay. I am not. Wow. Oh, Miss Ra out here policing these streets. Miss Ra out here policing the chat. I'm totally fine, by the way, in the chat if there are some Trumpers or some maggots that are in the chat and want to present a case or want to object to something that I'm saying or whatever, that's totally fine. I got no problem with that. But if you are disrespectful, you got to go. No tolerance. No tolerance for disrespect. I thought, I can't remember who it was who said in the chat, but she is so good when she gets mad. She's so good. She's so good when she got tight, probably about a third of the way through, maybe halfway through. When she got tight, she was she made Fox News find out the whole rest of the time. Like she wasn't seen after that. You weren't gonna be no more talking over her. And she called them out on their use of the clips. The fact that perfect Fox News distillation. Perfect Fox News distillation. When they show the video of Donald Trump complaining about the characterization that he is a danger to democracy or a danger to the people. They showed him complaining about it when we have readily available video from this week of him talking about using, I think it's from the end of last week, of him talking about using the military against the enemy within. You showed a video of him complaining about something that he's later on video saying he wants to do. And Fox News, and I don't watch a lot of Fox News, but my stereotype of Fox News, their reputation in this brain is that is how they conduct themselves on a regular basis. But rare is it when you have somebody on your air in real time who could say, now y'all know better than that. Y'all know better than that. Y'all know better than that. And shout out to Kamala Harris for not feeling bullied into answering a BS supposition and calling out the nonsense of the angle they were trying to present to her. Bravo for that. Bravo. Bravo. I mean, really, if you watch Fox News, I need to understand the level of delusion that you're under in order to consume this stuff on a regular basis. The level of delusion that you're under. Like, in that circumstance, do you not know that video exists of him saying that he wanted to use the military on the enemy within? Maybe you don't, because clearly Fox News isn't real fond of running that, or that would have been something they would have found appropriate at that moment in time, right? Maybe you don't know that video exists. But again, that's the danger of bringing in somebody from reality who can call you out on your Fox News methodology. That's what can happen. That is what can. You bring in somebody from the real world, they all of a sudden might call out all that's happening in this one. So that is rough. I thought she hit her talking points, and she refused to be bullied off of them. But moreover, she pivoted when it was necessary based on the nonsense that she was presented with. She thought on her feet. She reacted like a real human being would when presented with this nonsense. And that is what made that so good. That is what made that so good. They tried to line her up. They tried to line her up. And Fox and Donald Trump, you can't be mad at Fox News. They tried. They did everything they could. In fact, I would guess that was supposed to be an hour. I thought it was supposed to be an hour. I was prepared for it to be an hour. I thought it was going to be an hour. They were like, nah, we got look, they're doing a roundtable. They're doing a roundtable to fill out the hour. So y'all didn't have nothing else planned. Y'all didn't have nothing else planned. Y'all don't got no reports. Y'all don't got no breaking news. Y'all don't got no interviews. Y'all had no content planned for the rest of the hour. That y'all cut that off, didn't you? I think y'all cut that off, didn't you? They were like, hey, Bret, if you don't wrap this in the next 5 minutes, we just gonna cut the feed. We just gonna go dark. if you we go, I'm gonna pull. It was there was a PA. There was a PA who was standing with his hand on the plug, just being like, just tell me when. Just tell me, do I pull the plug? Pull the plug right now? All right, just tell me when, because this ain't going good. What's social media talking about? Oh, they seeing what everybody else is saying? Oh, okay, we ready to pull the plug on that. Okay, well, tell me. Oh, he rapped. Okay, all right, good. We good then. y'all didn't have nothing else planned. Y'all know it was going bad. It was going bad. I mean, you had a woman just to give you an idea of how much Fox News tried it. How much Fox News tried it. You had a woman in a one-on-one who Donald Trump has accused of turning black, who we have all these national conversations about how she's doing with black men after they did the whole thing with Springfield and the Haitians, and that was after he was talking about black jobs. You didn't ask her a single question. Not one. You didn't ask her a single question about black people, minorities. You didn't ask her about abortion. Walking around talking about Roe v. Wade and he's a father of IVF. You didn't ask her about abortion. The levels that they tried to line her up, because do you realize what she would have done if you would have went anywhere near race? Anywhere near it. If you would have went anywhere near race, do you know how badly she would have dragged you and your candidate and everybody who collects a check from this decrepit organization? Do you realize how bad it would have gotten if you would have went anywhere near race? If you would have went anywhere near gender? If you would have went anywhere near abortion or women's rights or sexism, or if you would have went anywhere near, but you know what you asked? You know what you asked? You didn't ask her. So I gave you black jobs, I gave you Springfield, I gave you Turn Black, and I gave you these national conversations about race. There's abortion, the whole Roe v. Wade thing, the fact that he just said he's the father of IVF, right? And all the rampant sexism she's been dealing with, and him running around saying he's going to be women's protector. You ain't talking about none of that. But you know what you asked? You know what you asked? You asked her about an ad that used an old clip about trans operations for people in jail. That's what you spent time on. You had to cut the interview. We didn't even get the full hour. You had to cut the interview, but you had time to ask her about trans operations for people in jail. Nothing about black people. Nothing about women. But you had time to ask about trans operations for people in jail. Not trans people, not trans rights. Trans operations for people in jail. That's what you had time for. They tried it. They tried it. They tried. Hey, Trump. Well, I know you was watching it. I know you watch everything. Okay? Trump. He did his best, man. He did his best. Look, I know you on your phone right now, ready to drag Bret Baier. And I definitely know you trying to find his barber. I definitely know that. Look, Trump, He did his best he could, man. He did. He did the best he could. Call him off. Call him off. Call him off, Donnie. Call him off. He did what he could, man. You know, sometimes you just got to tip your cap. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap. He did what he could. I mean, he brought her in. He leaned forward. He interrupted her. He got loud. He asked very pointed questions. He did what he could, man. I mean, sometimes you just got to tip your cap. You know, like most of America, every Sunday, I look forward to two things every Sunday. Okay. I look forward to going to church and having a moment with the Lord. And I look forward to watching the Dallas Cowboys get the beats and having a second moment with the Lord. Okay. After the Dallas Cowboys get the beats. Those are the two things I look forward to every Sunday. A couple weeks ago, I didn't get it. Pittsburgh Steelers tried their best, and Dallas came back, won that game. Okay. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap because discretion is the better part of valor. If you find a way to tip your cap, you live again to laugh another day. And just a week or 2 weeks later, we got the debacle and the destruction that the Detroit Lions put on them. They gave me 4 hours of fun. You know what I mean? If I wouldn't have been able to tip my cap when they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, I probably, I'm not watching football this year. I had a bad attitude about it, right? I had a good attitude. I tipped my cap, and I got to live to laugh another day when the Detroit Lions took them out back. Okay, got Jerry Jones calling in, trying to get radio hosts fired. You got videos on the internet of a Lions fan in a jersey doing the gritty while a Cowboys fan is sick. I mean, the levels of enjoyment and pride in us as a country, as a nation, that I have because I got to enjoy that. I wouldn't have that if I didn't tip my cap. And that's why I say, you, Trump, just tip your cap, man. Just tip your cap. I believe I told you I have a video coming out about the moving goalposts and just how different the scales are for how they process what Trump does and how they process what Kamala Harris does. Can you imagine Donald Trump dealing with half? Whatever level you think Bret Baier was at when he was trying to press Kamala Harris, take it to half. What would it take? What would it take to get Donald Trump to totally melt down? Because he melts down on his own. We have the litany of clips of Donald Trump and all the wild, crazy stuff that he did when he's around people that are trying to prop him up. Didn't nobody need to press Donald Trump to get him to just bop around to YMCA or whatever they were listening to the other day. Nobody had to press him to get him to talk about using the American military on the enemy within. That was on Fox News. Whatever level you think Bret Baier was at, set it to half. And you tell me what Donald Trump looks like. Apparently, all of the analysts who you might have had on bailed. Apparently, anybody who could give any sense of objectivity about it was like, I ain't lying on your show today. No, you're not paying me enough to ruin my credibility today and put lipstick on that pig. Oh no. So they got Eric Trump. If you didn't know it went well for Kamala, they got Eric Trump on. That's who they had to go to.